What up? How y'all doing this evening?
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of Love and Business Live with Crystal and Lemoyne Robinson.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more in line with the.
Good job. I am proud of you.
Yeah.
You did well. What's going on, fam?
Yes. Please hashtag live and let us know where you're watching from.
Yes.
Hashtag live and let us know where you're watching from. Tag and share. Y'all come on in. We're gonna talk a little bit.
Yes.
Talk a little bit.
Fun times on deck
Yeah.
for the night.
Crystal was sharing with me a little bit earlier. This has been we have been doing Love and Business, the podcast, for 1 year now.
Yes.
An entire 365 days.
Can we get
Yeah.
I hit the right button.
We did.
Good job.
Finally. So
Okay. Yes. So Love and Business Live is 1 year old today.
Yeah. And I'm proud of it.
I am too. I've had a good time so far.
So far.
Yeah. So far, I've been, carrying you through these last, couple of episodes.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate the carry.
Yes.
I appreciate the carry.
I've enjoyed it too. I think we've evolved quite well over the last year. We haven't quite done a podcast every week.
Right.
Granted, our schedules,
but we have been consistent at something. So
yeah. I think we've come a long way. We've done what is it? This is episode 38. I think it is. Yes, this is episode 38. So
out of 52 weeks,
I feel like 38. We did pretty good.
Yeah, we took the summer off or something. Maybe I don't know.
We did a lot of traveling over the summer, and then then we just had kids stuff. That kind of did some stuff, but other than that, I think 38 episodes in a year is pretty good for the first rodeo. Yeah,
hey, I'll take it.
Take it. Happy 1 year anniversary to Love and Business Live. There we go.
That's it.
Church announcements.
I'll start off in my normal fashion. Y'all tell me this.
And I'll just be here.
Yeah. Crystal will be here. She probably go ad lib. But listen, I want to know if I'm tripping or not, right? I believe that there are some meals that you should not cook when it is not cold. Right? Like shepherd's pie.
I'm glad you said you believe.
Or like chicken and dumpling or chili. If it's summertime, like that's not a summertime meal. And Crystal tends to believe that I'm tripping. Like that is
you are tripping.
A made up deal, and like you should be able to eat shepherd's pie and chicken and dumplings and chili anytime you want to, which you can. And I'm grateful that she'll cook, but at the same time, like those are wintertime meals. Like those are winter meals. Like
there is food.
Some meals that you just don't.
There is food and there
is
food. There is no. It's not like it's seasonal. You can buy red beans. You can buy all the ingredients for gumbo at any time of the year.
You can.
So then there is no season for that.
But it's like what is the rule with wearing white after Labor Day?
I don't have that rule because what I do is wear what I want to wear. As a matter of fact, I typically wear all white 2-3 days after that.
So hey, Shonda says she agree, right? It's just some meals that you just don't. Man. You just don't have in the winter. I mean, in the summertime.
First of all,
they are wintertime meals. They heavier. They, like they're warm meals, meals that just warm your belly. David say, I agree. Gumbo is delicious, but it's too hot down here to eat it. Exactly.
First of all, restaurants in New Orleans serve gumbo year round.
They will because they cater to tourists. They cater to tourists.
They cater to people that want to eat gumbo.
Which is mostly tourists because they don't get it all the time.
Well, hey, you got two people in the comments that appear to partially agree with whatever it is you're saying. I'm just letting you know that I think it's garbage.
Fried chicken you can eat year round.
Oh, right? Of course.
Fried chicken you can eat. Barbecue you can eat year round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Barbecue's not a summer item.
Well,
you typically have barbecues in the summer, don't you?
Well, the process of barbecuing is more enjoyable in the summer.
Oh,
well, really in the winter because you don't want to stand over no hot grill.
Don't talk to me, man. I'm not eating no. Yeah, I can eat whatever I want to eat anytime.
I didn't say you couldn't eat it.
Well, the reason why this discussion came up is because when I want to eat certain items, you act funny about it because of the time of the year. Just because you get hot when you eat, don't mean that the rest of us can't eat what we want to eat.
That you don't eat in the summertime. That is chili. White chicken chili is not a year-round meal.
Jaleesa said she would lay out by the pool and give me some gumbo. Exactly. Because you can eat whatever you want to eat.
Hey, that's not the question. You can eat whatever you want to eat.
But the only reason why food should be seasonal is if it doesn't grow that time of the year.
Well, we know, red beans and rice grow. You know what I'm saying? We know that, right? That's gonna happen.
So then that's not a seasonal food.
Well, that ain't the point.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
so you wouldn't eat like smothered chicken in the summertime.
I would with some rice.
That's the same thing as red beans and rice.
Well, I don't eat red beans and rice, but I don't eat red beans and rice like every Monday, like how some people out here do.
You're also the same guy that don't eat cornbread. So I mean, why were we having this discussion? I don't quite know. I mean,
okay, yeah, I don't eat cornbread. You said that like somebody will take my black card or something.
It has been gone,
man. Whatever.
No, it's been gone. You over here talking about what you don't eat in the summertime, but you don't eat cornbread
none of the time.
Exactly. That's a problem. So I'm just saying now your credibility is
that ain't my cup of tea.
Minimal.
Well, you can have a whole skillet of cornbread. Just don't make no white chicken chili or no chicken and dumplings. If that time of the season is over, I can
eat white chicken chili anytime of the year. I love it. It's delicious. Just like Jaleesa said, I can eat a bowl of white chicken chili by the pool in the summertime.
Man, get out of here with that. Your whole face gonna be sweating.
No, I won't. I don't sweat when I eat. That's you. I be straight.
No, I don't want that cornbread.
No, he don't want that. Man, David, you can have all this cornbread, man.
Yeah, you can have that cornbread, bro. I'll go with that.
Yeah. It's weird, Jaleesa. The fact that he don't eat cornbread, but he do eat dressing is just
dressing
wild.
Got so many more different ingredients in it.
You say that every time. I'm not going back down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, all right, man. We glad y'all joining us tonight, man. Y'all make sure y'all tag some of y'all people in here. Hit the share button for us. I think we'll eventually get into a topic for tonight.
Yeah, I do want to share one more thing though. That's
fine, but let the people hit the share button. Let them tag their friends in here. Put it in all your little social chats and whatnot. Because then by that time, then they'll be here listening.
Chili in the summer is a no, 100%, 100%. I don't care.
It's a yes for me. So there we have that.
There it is. Yes for you. No. So listen, have y'all ever had a moment where as a parent, like your kid kind of surprised you with an answer that they gave, right? So I'll give you the scenario. So the other day we at the dinner table, we having dinner watching Wheel of Fortune. And the girls were talking about like some celebrities' birthdays or favorite colors or something like that, right? So Crystal was like, she was like, why y'all know all this? Why y'all know all this? And she talking to my oldest daughter, really. So she's like, she kind of
knew a lot of random facts.
Right. And then so she was like,
but she had also just failed that test though.
I don't know. But nonetheless, so she says, so she telling her, and then Crystal was like, you know all that? What's the square root of 52? What's the square root of 52? So Caitlin looks at her pretty quickly. It was like, the square root, you can't, it has no square root. Yeah. Like you can't, nothing times itself is gonna equal 52. That. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She came out quick.
I'm sitting there like dang, you know what I'm saying? Dang, I'm looking at Crystal to see what her response gonna be because she just got
I gave her a clear parental response. I said, I bet you don't know all that American history.
Yeah, exactly. It was like she had to come back on her. Because in that moment, she was defeated. I was trying not to laugh out loud.
Said, I bet you don't know where the Boston Tea Party happened at either,
exactly. And she was like, Boston?
I don't care.
It was a whole situation, man. I don't know if y'all have been on the other side of that as a parent or if you guys were on the winning end of that. But I found that pretty funny. But I guess
she just happened to know that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was just it. Exactly.
Just happened to know.
I just asked her the wrong question. That's all.
That's
she
what it was.
Happened to know that answer. I was just trying to trip her up, and she kind of didn't trip.
No, she didn't trip. She actually sprinted. She ran.
First time, I know. I was like, golly.
She got a good wind up on that one. I was like, I was like, that was a whole situation.
AB want to know, did you catch the squirrel? Man?
No,
don't head on tell her you got punked by the squirrel.
Man, now punked and all that is just a little harsh language. That's a little harsh now. you got to back down on that one. So
I tried to tell you he was gonna outsmart you before you went out there.
well, no, I didn't. So no, to answer your question, AB, I did not catch the squirrel.
No, he didn't catch it. I knew he was gonna catch it.
So,
I'll tell you the way I'm
how
collecting
you knew
my
I
piece
wasn't going
because
you know
it's a
How you
squirrel.
ain't got
We
no
done been
faith in
through
me,
this.
man.
We done been through this with these squirrels.
I got the receipts.
Okay.
I got the receipts now.
Do you know how many things we went through before you got them receipts?
That ain't the point.
Like so,
That ain't
today
the
was
point.
day one in the squirrel, and I knew
Okay.
it wasn't finna go down like
Okay,
that.
all right.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Go
with
ahead,
you,
tell the people what you did.
I didn't get the squirrel. Point blank period. Since you ain't had no faith in me to get him no way. You know.
Well, I just know
that's
just the
that's
case.
what you know.
Okay.
What you know?
That the squirrels do squirrel stuff.
Okay.
Okay. And I wasn't about to go back down that hole ever.
Yeah.
I'm done with that, man.
Don't go down the hole, grow up the tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the squirrel, yeah. He back in his house over there by the pool.
There. I
he
thought
walked straight. He walked right behind Lamorne.
No, he didn't. I saw him go across the front. I thought he was gonna come across the top of the screens where the pool is at, but he didn't. He come across the front.
He always goes straight across the patio doors.
I thought he was gonna go in the second little open way, but he didn't. He went in the first, but I thought he went in the first because he saw me, but he didn't. Yeah, well, I don't know if he saw me or not. I believe that he did, and then I was waiting on him to come back out to go to the one that I thought.
Nope, he in for the night. He in for the night. That's his crib right there. That first little opening. But now you know he go in every night about 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
and he come out every morning around about 7:30.
Yeah, I ain't gonna catch him in the morning.
So there you have it.
Yeah.
All right, man.
I got some traps.
Yeah, you got some traps, but they don't work.
Traps out.
They don't work. They will leave their skin on them traps before they stay on there.
Yeah, that had be on it, but
no, that don't work. We done been through that. I'm not trying to have another squirrel saga, so I didn't get mentally involved. And I'm not.
It seemed like I got to make a believer out of somebody. I just never would have thought, man. I thought you thought that I could do this. You know what I'm saying? And then you get over here and then you know what I'm saying? I just knew you wasn't gonna get him. Golly, man, what is that about?
No words.
Well, yeah, I know we're gonna talk about that offline.
I'm not saying I'm not even talking about squirrels.
Okay, then we'll talk about what you're talking about. What you talking about?
I'm not. You had a topic for today.
No, I'm good, man.
Because I ain't have faith in you over the squirrel. Now you got in your feelings in front of all these people.
I ain't in my feelings. I'm in the facts.
What's up, Haywood?
Yeah.
I hear international world traveler.
World traveling.
I'm just saying, hook a sister up to a ticket to Belize. I'm just saying, you could have took me with you. I could be at the executive C-suite table with y'all over there.
Belize catching a breeze.
Changing the world.
I know, right?
Super excited. No, keep posting your videos because you're keeping us inspired and informed.
Yeah.
Roll with it, sir.
No, go ahead.
Listen, do we have to hit the end stream this early?
All right, man. So I was, do you guys think you should look at relationships like mergers and acquisitions or like a business transaction? I tend to think that you should. When we were first started like dating and things like that, I know that wasn't what we were thinking about, at all.
Well, you should say thank God.
Yeah. That would have been if that was hey,
say thank the Lord that I wasn't looking at mergers and acquisitions standpoint when we was dating.
Well, I mean, even if let's talk about just collaborations, just in general. You know what I mean? When we were starting out, what do you think? Because we went to some people like, hey, let's collab, let's work together and stuff like that, right? We put together PowerPoint presentations and stuff for them, talk about, the cost and try to present ourselves in a way, like.
You think people should put PowerPoint presentations together for relationships?
No, I ain't saying they should put PowerPoint presentations together, but what I am saying is like, I was listening to a guy that had a call, a little bit earlier, and he was talking about how like people should view relationships like mergers and acquisitions, right? Like saying it almost like, hey, if two executives meet, right? If this company has a tech product and this company has the distribution channel, then two executives get together on that and they merge, right? They both bring something to the table.
Yeah.
If in fact that is not the case, and somebody is, let's say, working for a tech company, but they are not the owner of that tech company, so to speak, and this other person comes into their life or comes around and say, hey, I think I could use what y'all got, right? Then it may be a takeover versus a merger, right? And people,
if they don't have as much to give,
exactly,
for the situation,
exactly, or individuals look at it like, okay, well, put it on a relationship scale. Okay, you grown and I'm grown, right? What is it that we bring to the table, right? What is it that you are, what are you striving to do? Right? Who are you getting your advice from? I want to meet those people, right? If it's your mom, it's your dad, I want to meet those people. Let's look at, I ain't saying the balance sheet and all that stuff on day one, but I at least want to know, or would like to know, like, hey, what's some of the losses you've had? What's some of the wins you've had? So I can then be able to paint the picture to say, hey, yeah, I can fill some of those gaps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in those losses that you're having, or I can support you better in the wins. You know what I mean? That type of thing, right? Versus like, hey, you just look good, or this is what's hot right now. This will be some dope gear to put on, but the company is falling apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so you meet somebody and you like,
see how it could go either way.
Yeah, they look good, they smell good, but the balance sheet ain't where it's at.
So we can ask the live audience today, do you think in relationships, obviously we're going to spin this both ways, but in relationship, do you think you should treat it like, mergers and acquisitions? Should you, lay it all out on the table that way?
Absolutely.
Like to see, we could put a 1 in the chat if that's
what you feel like that. Yeah.
If you feel like that. Now I'm most definitely feeling like that about business. But yeah, if you feel like that, you should do that in relationships. You can put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like you should do it for business, you can put a 2 in the chat. But I mean, we were super young.
Absolutely. We ain't really,
and
well,
so
I ain't had none.
But I will say, we were young, but we also, we didn't have a lot of conversations, about healthy relationships, or we were just taught, hey, pray for a good husband to come your way. But as it relates to like communication styles and hey, well, what are they bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? Are you preparing yourself for the relationship, all that type? No, I didn't have those types of discussions. Now I will say, I don't care how young our daughters get married, I'm going to have those kind of conversations.
Absolutely.
But that's because we kind of know to do that now. What I'm saying? To like say, hey, what is it that they're bringing to the table? Let's have some conversations to see, who's all involved. I'm gonna want to go meet they people.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I need to know who, who influencing you.
Yeah.
Who's influencing you. And at the end of the day, like, I truly believe, like, I think every household is its own business. You know what I mean? Like, that's your first business. That's your first business. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, your household, how you manage it, you know what I mean? That's a whole situation in and of itself.
Yeah.
So when especially you trying to bring like another person into your household, or you trying to say, okay, do we move this company over here? You go over here, because if you got a lot of debt or you got bad credit, we can't really buy nothing together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No
like,
checking account.
Or at least let me know how we rocking with it. Hey, I didn't have a checking account. That was she.
But I mean, in I guess in thinking it all out,
I took my checks to the gas station in Cashman.
What?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Store called Ashley's. Ashley stores. You take my little swimming pool checks over there for being a lifeguard for the city.
That's how you know we was young, man.
Yeah.
But I just think, even in relationships, I think about the little things. Like when you talking about mergers, like we we married, when we moved here to Slidell, we got like limited space and stuff like that or whatever. And man, this dude, I'm talking about, didn't keep his closet together worth nothing. Like stuff just falling all out of the closet. I'm talking about blue, 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 blue. You don't remember that? Well, we can remember from
that we only had one closet.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like merging. Yeah. I'm so like neat, and then he is just so like, especially when it comes to his closet. And I'm talking about stuff just overflowing everywhere. And I'm like, man, who lives like this? Like when you think about merging, you don't really think about how somebody keep their closet.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? You don't really think about like, okay, well, a lot of people get over on the toothpaste situation. that never was, really a thing. But leaving the toilet seat up, you know what I'm saying? Just little stuff like, I mean, when I think about, merging in relationships, there's a lot of pieces and parts that have to be merged, not just the money.
Right. How you fold a towel.
Yeah. Or how you don't fold them. You live out the basket.
What you wash with, tired of game.
Yeah. Like everything is merging.
You paying bills with money orders? Is it direct drafts? Is it credit cards or what?
It's just so much to consider, and I obviously early on in relationship, sometimes, that can kind of, cause a little turmoil if you can't have a good discussion regarding it.
Yeah.
But, for me, it was just the closet situation. That was probably the toughest part of the merger for me.
Yes. The closet.
Yes. Cause I just couldn't stand the clothes falling all out the closet.
Hey, well, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Shonda said, "Get out of my business."
Yeah. it was kind of easy to have dirty clothes on the floor than in the hamper or something like that. It just
Look at your friend. Look at your friend, Dr. Carter over here talking about what's wrong with living out the basket.
That way you know what's clean and what's dirty.
First of all, listen. I know we got about 10 laundry baskets. Okay, yeah. Lemoyne got at least 4 of them to himself.
Man, I ain't
so
got
we
no
get
fault.
ready to,
I ain't got no fault.
We get ready to wash clothes and all this. I'm like, man, can you at least fold your clothes from 4 weeks ago so I can get a basket to then transport stuff to the work? I need to wash towels.
I wanted to say, can you?
No.
Can you fold them for me?
You be ain't nobody fold. That's another merger item.
Yeah.
If some folks come in here thinking that if his mama folded and washed all his clothes, that I'm supposed to do that.
I'm just saying.
We have to discuss the roles in the relationship.
That's what I'm saying. But that one we can. That's open for negotiation.
For my drawers, my clothes.
Listen at this. Yeah.
And when them kids got old enough to do their stuff, who did their laundry? Them.
I don't. Man, they just started.
Point.
And who showed them? Me. Girl, please.
Lemoyne, you just learned how to wash.
Girl, listen. Here's really right. So Crystal, she ain't fold my clothes. She hung up some shirts that I had one time, and she didn't button the top button on it. Look at Rodney
coming here with this nonsense. Talking about my baby wash all my clothes and fold them. Well, man, I'm talking about you's a blessed man. Bless God
I'm just saying, bro. I'll be over
you
here.
Ain't unblessed.
I ain't unblessed, but I ain't with the, it may not have all the, blessed. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't gonna have none of that. You can spit all over that microphone if you want to. I'm telling you right now, you can pay somebody to fold your clothes and all that.
That's what eventually happened.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
That is what happened. But the only part about that was she would wash, shrink, and dry.
Now she would
your clothes, fold them up, and you still wouldn't put them up.
Don't.
So he would then live off of the guest room because she would fold all our stuff on the guest room bed and just leave everything there so we could come home and put all the stuff up. Lemoyne would then live off of the bed of folded clothes. So
not true. I object. You gonna have to account for that one day. When you get to them gates, the good Lord go ask you, why did
Does
you
it look like I'm flinching?
It don't matter to me. You ain't got to flinch to me. You gonna flinch to him. Every knee got to bow.
I know
and
it
every
will.
tongue will confess.
I do that both of them daily. Yeah. So I'm still not bothered or concerned about the truth that I just told about you.
I'm telling you now.
You ain't finna make that up. Every time Miss Zilla folded on clothes, you left them on the guest room, and you would literally go in there and pick you some underwear, some socks, and underskirt, and go get dressed. And that's just what you did.
Okay, well, maybe I don't know.
Now the truth is coming back to you.
I ain't saying that
Look at that.
Never
God
happened.
will reveal the truth.
I ain't saying it ain't never happened. I think the same has happened with you, but yeah, sweaters and stuff like that. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, she can't fold it. She can't. I mean, you don't want her to wash that. No.
Bless the Lord.
No.
My soul. Yeah, I'm gonna just fold my leg on that. Yeah, move on to the next part of mergers and acquisitions. Because we've talked about it in the relationship perspective, and clearly we're still working on that.
Right. When we merged, and then Crystal, I'd washed some shirts or something like that, and she went to hang them up, and she just hung them up and did not button the top button. You know what I'm saying? She did not button the top button.
Time out.
And hold on, what? You go from quoting Bible.
Yolanda wants to know, because you be reading comments all the time. Yeah. Yolanda wants to know. Went from quoting the Bible to saying maybe. Help us, please.
Because I was saying, like, when I think about it in
because what I said was the truth.
No, at some point, but it's not the entire truth. You know what I'm saying? You saying it like that was an everyday practice.
I don't have to answer to God.
Yeah, you are, because you know how you paint the picture. You know how you paint the picture. But if you might help me, You know what I'm saying? Don't you help me out?
I done got hot.
Help me
I
out.
done got hot. Let me take a water break.
Help me out.
Yolanda, you called it. You
Help
called
me
it. You
out.
called it just right, sis.
Now, listen.
Go ahead on and finish the other part. Whatever you say.
I'm done with it now.
No, you know how
What?
funny acting you are. I did a few times.
What?
Wash your clothes. And that top button situation got your
'cause
clothes unwashed.
But see, that's the point. That's what I'm saying. You
if I wash your clothes, you now want
can't
me to
hang
wash
it
your
down.
clothes how you
You're
want me to wash your
absolutely
clothes?
right.
Do y'all see how marriages work when you don't have no documentation and paperwork to say if I'm gonna wash your clothes, they're gonna be washed according to my standards.
You got to button your top button when you have put a shirt on the hanger.
I don't have dress shirts. I don't have dress shirts. How am I supposed to know?
I don't know. Well, I told you.
And you found out, didn't you?
I told her, and then she said, "Well, you do it."
You found out.
I'm talking about so uncoachable, man. Just don't. Me?
You want to coach me on how to wash your clothes?
I want on how to hang them. That was the deal, like how to hang the clothes.
When the last time I hung your clothes?
It'd been a minute. When we moved in here, she was hanging some clothes. After I said, "Hold on, just stop. My shirt collars gonna be wide as the interstate, man. You tripping."
Hey, that's on you, buddy.
Yeah, there's the uncoachable, man. She didn't want to help me. I think she intentionally did it wrong.
Now, am I right or am I wrong? I think that if I'm offering my assistance,
tutorials, that's all I'm saying.
Then you can receive.
No, just because it's free assistance, it ain't really free. But just because, you know what I'm saying, you got to be willing to do it in the way that I'm asking you, you know what I'm saying, or saying, hey, because that's how I do it.
Well, how y'all discuss y'all mergers and y'all marriages and relationships and whatnot? Because I just figured like. And you know, that's the same as me asking you to wash the dishes. See, your way of washing dishes ain't the same way as my washing dishes. Okay. They two totally different situations. If I wash dishes, I'm gonna wash, dry, and put up.
Yeah,
if you wash dishes, you're gonna wash and sit on the counter for air dry.
Okay, so if I wash and I put them on the counter, I'm gonna sweep. I'm gonna sweep and wipe the stove and all that stuff. I'm just saying that I might let them air dry so that I can then sweep and then.
But according to my standard,
okay.
You see what I'm saying? But I don't tell you to quit washing dishes. You know what I do? I come in there behind you and I'm gonna either dry them off or the next day I'm gonna go put them up in the cabinet. Because your deal is when they clean, that's the end of that.
But you got to be coachable though. You got to be coachable.
You got to be coachable.
No, you're right. You put it on me. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole situation.
This man say air drying saves time.
Darren, that's what I'm. Hey, listen, exactly. Air drying do save time, but that top button got to be tight. They got to be buttoned. I don't know how you don't know that.
You cannot have another clean shirt.
I don't know how you don't know that.
But who not gonna wash it?
I already know. I just bring them on to the cleaner.
Well, praise the Lord.
Because you just, you know what I'm saying, just over here.
I'm not here to wash clothes.
I ain't say that. I ain't say that either.
And praise the Lord, we don't have that whole role, situation going on. Because I'm not here to iron clothes either.
You can't make it.
What?
With the make it.
This man said that I'm not gonna make it.
Not
without you.
I'm talking about the whole role thing. If I would have came in here and been like, "Hey, women do this,"
you wouldn't have made it. No, you.
If I would, that would have been
here with. I'm gonna say you probably gonna need to go on back where you came from. Because over here, my mama didn't raise me like that.
But on the other hand, though, I got to, you know what I'm saying?
Now, the furthest I go, in honor of my grandmother, is I will fix your plate. Now, I'm making mentally, she is proud.
Yeah,
I will fix your plate. But past that, if you ain't got nothing to drink, that's on you.
Yeah.
I will fix your plate.
Golly, if I ain't got nothing to drink. That's why I ain't had nothing to drink in a minute. I was wondering, I'm like, why am I sitting at the kitchen table? I just want y'all to know how trained Lamorne is when it's time to talk about mergers. He is so trained in this merger that after I cook, he the whole time I'm cooking, he either sitting on the sofa, wagging his foot, just back and forth like this. He on the sofa like this. And you know what I say? Lamorne, your food ready. Why she gonna say like I'm a dog?
But listen, this is what he doing. The whole time he on the sofa. I call him, Lamorne, your food ready. All right, thank you for the meal. And he got his whole little plate there. He gonna sit down, he gonna have his meal. Completely trapped for breakfast in the morning. Am I not lying? Lamorne don't do nothing in the morning for breakfast. He literally goes and sit down. I get the orange juice. I get the orange. No, when them kids walk from downstairs, you say, "Now go and get that orange juice out now." Yeah, I'm trying to help him out. You ain't helping nothing. So he's sitting at the kitchen table Okay, playing on his cell phone. A few minutes later, I said, "Lamont, your breakfast ready." Oh, okay, thank you for my meal. You trained in that area, bro.
Hey, but at one point you didn't even want me to say thank you. You was like, "Don't tell me thank you." I don't even, you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. As it relates to my roles and responsibilities, I'm gonna cook this meal and I'm gonna fix your plate.
Well, I guess that's
Yolanda say you came in wagging your tail.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm gonna catch the cow.
And then your daughter in the chat, she said this is true about you.
Hey, well, I done worked hard all day.
That kid say her husband wait. So clearly these are parts of the merger that a lot of men on here is participating in. Y'all sitting and what did you just say? Did I hear in my ear that you done worked so hard?
I worked hard all day to come home. I take my shoes off and I want to twinkle my toes a little bit.
This be Sunday, bro.
I do all that driving. You absolutely right. She don't drive nowhere.
Oh no,
she don't drive nowhere.
Let's talk about this in the merger, okay?
She don't drive nowhere.
Because Lamont don't let me drive. All right, Dr. Carter is here in the comments. He refuses to drive.
So now say it how you want to say it.
He refuses to drive.
He refuses. You would come out of straight out of
anyway. First, I have asked several times for me to drive. Lamont selfishly does not allow me to drive. If we both in the car, it's a no. I can't drive. Now, mind you, I am the better driver in the family, but he would not allow me.
This is how many wrecks have I had?
Oh, you not gonna do that.
How many tickets have I had?
A lot. Not Lamont. You know you be calling that guy now.
It ain't what you know, is what you can prove. Where they at on my record?
Let's go from relationship merger to business merger, because the relationship merger.
You don't want to drive. You don't want to drive. You know what I'm saying? You ain't driving. You know what I'm saying? You want to sit over there and then be on the Facebook. I don't
want to drive.
Be on the book and everything and talking to your friend, cackling and everything.
Time out, man.
And then when I'm driving, hold on. Then when I'm driving, I was always told the driver get to control the radio, the temperature, because the driver got to be comfortable.
Not when you're forcing me to be a passenger.
Not when I'm forcing you to be a passenger.
I be wanting to drive sometimes.
Girl, please. When you told me you want to drive and I said no.
Lamont, we've been together for 20 years at this point. I stopped talking at year 10. You will not let me drive,
y'all believe
man.
Crystal stopped talking? Crystal stopped talking about what she wants?
All right.
Can you believe that?
You gonna listen.
That's another one you're gonna have to account for.
So I say something to you about driving every time I get in the car. That's what you sitting here saying.
I already know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't going to the driver's seat. You're not going to the driver's seat.
You know, you want to know why? Because finally, after 19 and a half years, you just started opening the passenger side door for me to get in.
You want to know why? Because that's what you wanted me to do. Just like I would want you to hang my clothes up and button up that top button. So I was coachable in that moment. And now, you know,
he said them car fights be real.
They are.
That's why I don't say nothing no more. Yolanda. I don't even talk about it.
No, I'm talking about the radio and everything.
Married, I think y'all should talk about that in the early stages. What's the percentage
you need to talk about it.
You would get to drive the car? What's the percentage
that you would get to drive the car?
What's the percentage of times that you expect me to wash your clothes?
Well, just you know, if you could just put them up, I wash them. I wash them. You know what I'm saying? I hook the towels up and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no skin on my back. I don't mind.
Can we go into mergers and acquisitions for business? Let's go there, because the relationship part. When you merge, I'm starting to itch.
When you merge, you got two companies coming together or two individuals coming together. Mm-hmm. What roles and who's already on this team that's gonna stay on the team and who got to go, right? Mm-hmm. Who go get fired and who not? What procedures? What standard operating procedures are we gonna have? And which ones are we getting rid of? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Right. So are we folding the towels 3 times, or we just double fold? Do we put 2 dry sheets in or just one?
How many times you fold over?
At first I was folding over 2, and then we moved here. You know, the linen closet was shaped a little different, so I learned how to do it with the 3.
Good job.
Yeah, like they do at the hotel.
Yeah. I will say that you have started cleaning your closet up a little better now too. Mm-hmm. Now I don't know where that came from. What's been the Lord, but
cleanliness is next to godliness. I'm trying to be.
Is that in the Bible?
It is.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a scripture.
You don't have to think it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Look it up.
Is it a scripture?
Yeah. Y'all let me know if I'm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Google it. I got a PhD in Google. I'm telling you. got a PhD in Google.
Yolanda said you quoting tonight.
I'm telling you now. She knows
what exactly is he quoting?
Hey, the
people in the comments gonna tell you in a minute.
I already know. The towels ain't got to be folded to dry y'all either. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be folded to dry y'all. It's not. It's not, AB. You know what I'm saying?
That girl said Google is not the same as the Bible. But I was just making sure that the people understood.
My man, he got a doctorate in Google.
I'm gonna need you to see that kid said not in the Bible. Because I already know that. Listen,
man, give me your phone.
No, you got a phone. You got.
I'm telling you that she must got that other version. She got that other version. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you. She got that other version.
The Lamorne version of the Bible.
She need the new King James.
Man, I'm finna have to get my mama to turn that on, man, because I done got hot up in here. Kitty said she bet you lunch.
Bet then, Kitty. You want to gamble?
You better offer the 99-cent menu because I'm telling you.
It's in Proverbs. Come on, elder. Talk to me. Be the priest now. Be the priest.
Listen.
Be the priest. We just talked about that.
I cannot believe this is happening.
We got to be honorable men. Hey, we got to be honorable men. Can we
segue to the business merger part of this discussion? Because I feel like the relationship part took us down a lot of twists and turns. All I'm telling y'all is, yes, have your stuff lined up.
Yeah, had a conversation
to find out where people staying at. Because some of this stuff you find out after, you too far gone.
Exactly,
and then you just be stuck dealing with it.
Exactly, you got a credit card charge off and stuff like that.
That girl said your version of the Bible be so country.
To get you I ain't gonna say it to get you to heaven, but
I ain't signing off on that. Nope. Let's go on talk about the she said it's not in the Bible, but it sounds biblical.
Man, cleanliness.
Lamar, I done known this. Listen, people tell you that because they want you to clean up.
Man,
they be lying on the Bible,
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna find it. Don't worry about it. I done read it. You can't tell me what I done read. Hey, just don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing.
You know this. Do you know that that's the only scripture that you consistently go
somewhere. To? It's in there somewhere. That's what David said. I believe him. If it ain't in one sentence, it's in them words in there.
The fact that all the men are saying that this is in the Bible, all the women
godliness is in the Bible. And next, is it? Hey, is it?
This podcast has been brought to you by.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'm gonna find it. I'm telling you, man.
I think that we should end this podcast, man. This is really going south. She said, "Is he gonna go to the Message Bible?"
Hey, that's it.
And Kitty say, "You gambling?"
That's all good. We go do it. Hey, I'll get lunch for you. We can go to Wendy's and get a $5 biggie bag, or something like that.
Okay.
Y'all be eating out expensive on
Why
Sundays.
don't you use your phone? You said you got a doctorate in Google.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, great. I wanted to distract him real quick.
Go ahead.
I just want to talk about, the prospect of, mergers and acquisitions as it relates to the business perspective of it. Mainly because I got, specific instructions this year to do, partnerships and collaborations. We've talked about that before. And so, as it relates to, doing a merger or even acquiring, a new business. I mean, we're pretty active in conversation today with our live listening audience. Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious, you know what I'm saying? What, do you have any reservations? Do you have any fears? Do you have any, halt about doing a merger or acquiring another business or just a partnership, right? In general, like put a 1 in the chat if you've thought about it before, but you feel like, I'm saying, you're a little leery on it. Or put a 2 in the chat if you would absolutely love to do that and just have never had the opportunity to do so. I'm just curious to see like what's the thought process of others, because I think we've kind of dabbled in it before in the conversation, to say that we've had a desire to do collaborations and partnerships, in the beginning stages of us doing business, and it wasn't the time. And then in the few times that we did do it, I think it just didn't work out in the way that we thought it should.
We thought it should.
Yeah. And so obviously, we're in a completely different season now. David said that he. So David, you're saying that you're fearful of doing collaborations or partnerships, or just hesitant? Because he did put a 1 in the chat. So I'm curious, really. I want you guys to engage on that just to see, like, what's the thought process behind it. He said his wife isn't feeling it, but he's all for it.
Yeah.
And I think that we were probably different, about it at different times, especially depending on like who it is. He said he put the wrong number in the chat. Okay, so you meant to put a 2 in the chat. Okay, great. I think at different times we were, in different places about it, just depending on what we were doing in the situation.
If I knew more about it, or if I didn't know more about it, or who the person was, or something like that. Most of the time I knew exactly who the person was, type deal, but just had a different expectation as to the role that they would play. And then it was like, man, but now we doing all the work and we finna share, with them. And then it came, after that, like after one that may have been not as successful as I would have thought it would have been on the relationship side, but on the partnership side, but we still were profitable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, well, we can do this by ourselves. And then we just started moving like that a lot.
Yeah, I think we did do that a lot, but I also think that we took the wrong perspective, after the fact, instead of using, all the things that we've learned in business, especially beginning, like once we like made a mistake in something, instead of us like utilizing the information that we had in the mistake, we would just like,
cut it down out,
and obviously that's not the right way to handle that. And so now, we move a little differently in that when we have, the opportunity to do a partnership, then we're looking at the facts, right? Like, okay, does this make sense? Is it profitable? Can we vet, the person that, that we're potentially working with to kind of see, what's going to be the overall picture of that. And I think now, that helps us to be a lot more successful when we are doing it.
I agree. I think originally what we were doing was basing it off emotion. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't necessarily the actual factuals. It was based on emotion. Like, oh yeah, I think we can do that. Or they look like they cool. You know what I'm saying? Or they've done this before. And it may have been, just probably birthed out of the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Because we may not have been thinking that we could do something on our own. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, well, let me try to connect with them that way. And that works, but it's when you overvalue what they bring to the table.
Well, I think the best partnerships is when there is, obviously value added from both, sides of the table, right? Where it's not, I'm going into, I'm not about to merge with somebody because I feel like I'm crippled here. You know what I'm saying? So let me go and, find somebody that can add to me and make me better type deal. Yeah. It's for me, it needs to be mutually beneficial. Absolutely. Right?
Absolutely.
And
I got the bread, you got the sandwich. You know what I'm saying? You got the sandwich.
Yeah. I saw a comment. Rodney said Shaquille O'Neal talks about partnerships a lot, but this dude I'm talking about, who knows, probably countless businesses now because of partnerships. Like 100%. That's what he does. He literally goes out and looks for ways to partner. And the reason I always want to talk about it, because I really want to desensitize people's thoughts behind it, especially in the Black community, in such a way that sometimes we're not as trusting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. Like sometimes it's okay, well, I don't know what they're gonna do that. And instead of approaching it, from a business perspective, you know what I'm saying? And instead of, let's come to the table, let's have a discussion, let's see what it is that, we're gonna do, what it is that each party has to offer, and then, move from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is that's critical.
Yeah.
To have that discussion. And I think it's critical to have that discussion, like just in general, in relationships, and in business and in business relationships. Because when like where somebody really stands, right? What they've done well and what they haven't done so well, then it gives you an opportunity to really accurately assess the situation. You know what I'm saying? If we would have asked some of them questions early on, then we probably would have seen like, oh, okay, well, this ain't really
I think early, in life and in business, we just didn't know to ask those questions.
Yeah, we didn't. No, 100%.
But that's how you learn.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm always for, at least give give things an opportunity to see like what it could be. and even if it doesn't turn out, the way that you thought it should, at least if you can have mature conversations, then it can turn out to be a good learning experience.
Absolutely. And like Ron said, if you got a gift and I got a gift and we merge them and make something new, then that's a beautiful blend. You know what I mean? But oftentimes, we'll look at it or somebody might look at it and be like, I really just want to hitch my wagon to your horse. What I'm saying?
I think you can tell those.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying? I think you can tell those.
So it's like, hey, I really don't need the financial help. You know what I'm saying? Like at this moment, I don't need you to invest in my business, type deal. I'm solid, but what can you do to help expand it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about that. Like,
and those are the straightforward conversations, that should happen.
Yeah.
It's like if we're mutually beneficial, what is it that you're bringing? What am I bringing? Exactly. And then, okay, does that, make any type of growth in the business?
Exactly.
Like that's the kind of, conversations that you can have, to in the beginning stages, to make sure that it flows the way that it should.
Exactly.
But what I'm, the whole reason why I wanted to have the discussion is because I am creating an entity to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And so, my thought process behind it is if we can get, more like-minded people, on the same playing field where we're not, and we talk about this all the time in our inner circle community. It's like the goal and objective is not for us to compete with each other. It's to figure out, what skills, talents, and abilities do you have? Which ones do I have? And then how can we work together to build something, bigger and, and more grand.
Right.
And so the goal and objective, for me is to be able to utilize, the resources that I have and the access, to certain arenas to say, well, hey, I know that these people have these skill sets, these talents, and these abilities,
right.
But they may not necessarily have access to the network or the resources, but they're just as willing, to do the work. They're, gifted, talented, whatever you want to call it. It's just they have not been put in the right environment for that to 100% blossom. And so for me, I'm looking for, opportunities to be able to do that this year. Cause I really believe that, like we talk about all the time with, with Pastor Sean, we can go further, faster together.
Absolutely.
And so, the golden objective is to literally seek out. I mean, you think about what, potential could be there when you take, a business that may be in an incubator stage, but has an amazing product or service.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily have all of the resources, or the financials to, make it go where it needs to go. But you have the ability to be, a visionary. You may have the resources, you may have the network or whatever. And then you combine with that same business. And now it goes from, being, a no name on the block to, okay, now it's a, it's $1 million company.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the overall goal and objective, that I'm envisioning now. In building this company to say this is what we'll be able to do for people.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think the part where a lot of people get lost is that they may want to, or what I've seen, they may want to be the front figure or not, but it's like, hey, I'm okay with not being, because I'm like, okay, well, if I got a slice out of this pie, slice out of that pie, slice out of this pie, eventually I'm gonna have a whole pie. I don't need to have this whole operation. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with not having the whole operation.
Which is why I want to keep having the conversation, because a lot of times people are thinking that they've lost if they don't have the whole pie. Right? Or they think that they're lost if they're not 100% full blown in control. And, the beauty in collaboration and partnership is obviously you get to share, responsibilities, but you get to share in, in the victories and, in all of the opportunities that come with that.
100%.
I just believe that there's enough for everybody.
Absolutely. It is. And that we have to see it as going into it with the partnership. Like, hey, I have a strategy. I have a mission for this, right? I have a strategic play as to why I'm partnering with you.
Yeah.
Right. Whether if you're a real estate investor and you partner with a contractor, I got a reason for partnering with you.
It makes total sense. We're doing
you're a real estate investor and you partner with a realtor. You know what I'm saying? To find the properties and all this type of stuff. Hey,
they on your team.
They on your team. That's a strategic play. I could care less if the person that I'm using go out and buy you know what I'm saying, go out and buy something. That's fine. Can I still get, you know, the deals that I'm getting? I don't care that you're making the money, because now I'm making the money too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's perfectly fine. But when that's the only dog they got in the race, or horse they got in the race,
now they looking at the whole situation as
like, you can't make money without me.
So you know now you mad because this realtor is now finding properties for, you know what I'm saying, another individual, as if they want them all to be stale until you get ready to get, you know, to get the next one.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna keep, you know, rehearsing the conversation as often as it needs to be had, because I really do want to normalize, you know, people's thought process behind you know, doing business together, doing business in integrity together, you know, being transparent 100%. In the conversations, you know, holding up to your end of the bargain type deal. Like, I really want to get to the point where folks don't, you know what I'm saying, tense up when, you know, it's time to walk into those kind of conversations.
What they trying to get from me.
Yeah,
you know
I'm like, why is it okay for us to go to the beach together, but we can't go to business together?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, we don't, especially if we, you know, if we have an opportunity to, you know, to collaborate, or, you know, as Yolanda said, strategic alliances. You know 100%. What I'm saying? Like, if we have the ability to grow together, then the conversation should be had. You know what I'm saying? Like, but from a space of, especially if you have like a, you know, a pre-existing relationship or whatever, you know, just understanding that regardless to what ends in the conversation, you know, we're here to discuss, you know, this business opportunity.
100%.
You know, but I think sometimes what could possibly be happening there is, you know, some people may have a front, right, that they utilize to appear in public. And then when, you know, further conversations get ready to happen, you know, they want to shy away from that, because what is on the surface isn't what is behind the scenes. And so I'm just like, I would much rather somebody tell me that, right? Just to say, well, hey man, I would love to, but I'm not gonna be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not in my wheelhouse, versus, you know, ghosting you, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, inconsistent communication, or just the next
straight with
just say whatever it is. You know, not like, let's just be honest and open about it. You know, it doesn't damage the relationship, but I'm just saying, again, like I always say, it's much better to just live life in truth. So that, you know, those types of things won't have to happen. But I just want to get us to the space where it becomes normal. When we see an opportunity, we're able to have the conversation and get it done. Because it happens in other cultures. I'm talking about all the time.
Even if they don't like people.
Even if they don't they can have a 30-year-long feud. And when they see that it's a good business opportunity, okay, sign the paperwork.
And the deal is, just because they do business together don't make them friends.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to the beach together. They just like, oh, okay, yeah, we go be at the closing table together. But what do you think about like like having the fear that somebody else may try to get in on your business, right? So I'll say this just as an example. Just say, for instance, you know, like you have a coconut. I want the coconut water, but you want the husk, right? You know, the outside of it, because, you know, you're making something with it. And then, you know, we say, okay, we can go in business together, you know what I'm saying? Because the product that you need is this, and the product that I need is this, but it all come from the same product, you know what I'm saying? The coconut. So then, you know, I start doing the coconut water, and then you like, oh man, I can do the coconut water and do this. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people may not get into mergers, or they fear that somebody is going to encroach on their business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that is a thing, you know, but that's why, like Yolanda just said, you gotta, you know, you do have to have integrity to do business. And so that's a part of the vetting process on the beginning end of it, you know, is making sure that whoever it is that you're going in partnership with, you know, they do have integrity, you know, or I'm like, if this is what I do and we're going in partnership because you do the other half of it, I'm not doing that so that you can then come and take the whole.
But would you say that a lot of that is like, I guess the first question is, you know, who told you to do it in the first place? You know what I'm saying? If you feel like God told you to do it, because there's a lot of motivational speakers in the world. It's a lot of people that sell t-shirts in the world. It's a lot of people that sell cups in the world. You had the Stanleys is the new hot thing, but then you had, what was the before that? The Yetis and all that type of stuff, right? And then before that is like people just walking around with Starbucks cups for no reason. You know what I mean? Like it was a fashion statement. But there's enough room in the world for you know, for this. So why is it that, you know, why would I be afraid? And when
I think those questions, for me, they peel back to something culturally.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To where, you know, the crab in the bucket, you know, type of mentality, or, you know, not legitimately wanting to see other people succeed
Okay.
and be happy about it. Again, we're our Black people in general were conditioned and trained not to be happy, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, in those types of situations, or conditioned and trained when somebody was doing something different to make sure that you tell. And so all of that kind of stuff is intertwined into how we're raised, or the conversations that happen in households.
Mhm.
And it's subliminal in some cases, or it's deeply rooted, and then it's not necessarily talked about from a space to say, well, let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
I think that we're on the the brink of getting rid of it, so we're having to have so many conversations about it, so that when we do go into that space, we don't get those fear-based thoughts of,
Yeah.
well, what's going to happen if I do this? Well, if we don't talk about this, then this, or or everything then becomes about money and not the mission. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then we have to be able to continue to have the conversation, so that all of this stuff that's in the way back parts of our brain that we may or may not even know that's there, we got to get that stuff out, so that when we go into the partnerships, they're healthy partnerships.
Yeah, instead of just focused on what's in it for me,
Yeah.
what's in it for the mission that we're on. What are we trying to accomplish here? I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes
I
sense.
think that's a thing, and I don't think we talk about it enough, because you have to wonder, what I'm saying, like even little weird stuff, when somebody will walk by and you're like, who they think they is? Where does it come from? Why you can't say, oh man, they look nice?
Yeah. Hey, I don't know. I like that John Legend song. Who do you think you are?
That ain't the same. That's not the same. You know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like those types of thoughts that are deeply rooted that you don't even understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or how folks used to say, well, I don't know, it's just something about them. I don't like them.
Yeah, just something about them.
But if you ain't dissected nothing on that, it's just something about them. That you don't like.
Just something about it. They call it discernment. That's what they say.
No. That ain't what that is.
Yeah, that's what they call it, discernment. That's what
said. That's the stuff that stunts our growth. Absolutely, that's what it is. And so I'm like, if we're able to, push back those types of things, I think that we would see opportunity a whole lot more often. Like we trained our eyes to see opportunity, so much so to the point where, if we're just riding regularly, we see opportunity. We're not just riding just to be riding, even though we are. It's just we're just trained now to be like, when that building went up for sale.
Yeah, exactly. What they gonna do with that?
Anytime we pass by a multi-unit property and it's a for sale sign on it, we don't just drive by. We look at the house number and then check the street so we can see what it's listed for. You know what I'm saying? Like we're trained and conditioned to see opportunity like that. So I'm saying, I'm working to get to the point where I'm trained and conditioned to see partnerships
like that. Yeah. What can I bring to the table, and who can I bring to the table with me?
Yeah.
To make sure that we can make it happen.
How else do you grow, at a faster rate? Because I'm now understanding, like we talked about, the other day, that, the vision needs people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not just for you. Like it really is for other people to participate in that. So I'm now looking at my vision in such a way to say, what other people need to participate.
Right.
What other people.
That's big. Yeah. That's big. When you looking at the vision itself, like what other people need to participate?
Yeah.
What other people are coming along for this journey?
That's exactly
it's just for this segment, and it boosts you to get you going to where you need to be. It may not be for a lifetime. It may just be for a transaction.
Yeah.
For this moment.
Yeah.
And then you keep it going.
Yeah. So I really think that, this year is going to be a lot of that. And, I spent, a good bit of last month just, processing through, like what I wanted it to look like, how I wanted it, to be. But, now I'm like, okay, I really feel like the best way to do that is to allow other people to do what they do and allow me to do what I do.
And here's the thing, like you gotta let people know what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta let people know what you do, because there's no way that you can be brung to the table or even come up in the conversation if we don't know that you're an editor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we don't know that you're a photographer, or we don't know that you're academic, teacher type deal, and we have, some situation, we don't know that. But if nobody knows what it is that you do, then that's that's part of the problem, you know, or
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest problems, right? You be the best kept secret,
Yeah.
or and that's what I like so much about the
$1 million expert.
$1 million expert is because it is showing individuals like you have a level of genius that can be prosperous for you. You know what I'm saying? In the skill set that you already have.
Yeah.
It's just how do we position it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how do we look at it? And when we see it a different way, you know, that skill set that we have is not just being a school teacher anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's not just, you know, being the person that can take photos or whatever it may be, or edit a document very well. This is an asset to somebody else's camp.
Yeah.
You know, and when you start seeing it like that, then it makes a difference.
Yeah.
You know,
I think people, you know, need to take more initiative, you know, about, you know, making that known. Like, what is it that you do? You know, what services it is that you're offering. So obviously,
100%.
you know, through the $1 Million Expert movement, I think that's what our push has been, you know, to just get people out of their comfort zones in such a way to say, you know, these are my skills, my talents, my abilities, you know, this is my business, this is what I do, this is my expertise, right? So that, you know, again, other people can see it. You know, that's the whole goal and objective. And I think we don't take the word literal enough, you know, especially now. But for me, you know, I take it literal. It's like, no, this is what I do, you know? And so, you know, especially like, okay, inside of this podcast, we talk about, you know, love and we talk about business. You guys know that. That's what we do here, you know, but since the beginning of this year, I've been talking about collaboration. Even when I, you know, got the opportunity to partner with Sean and come on as her CEO, you know, first collaboration of the year, but it's not my last collaboration.
No, it's not.
And the goal and objective is to multiply that, you know, a dozen times over, you know, to the point where everybody is winning.
Absolutely. And that's, I mean, I really do think that is the bigger part, right? Where everybody is winning. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like that is my motive. Is for everybody around me to win, everybody to play their part. And I think it's super, you know, critical to do that. And I think really, you know what I'm saying, the biggest thing that I think happens is people get in their own way. You know what I'm saying? They get in their own way because
in your own thoughts.
Yeah, it got to look a certain way. It got to be this. But I'm thinking to myself, man, this guy that did some stuff with crypto, he's sitting up here with like Tom Brady and Bill Clinton and some other like very high profile people, and he up here with shorts and flip flops. You know what I mean? Shorts and flip flops. Now, don't get me wrong, he was still scamming, but he up there talking like he know what he talking about, blase, and doing this thing, then run off with hundreds of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? But you got people that really do have the ground level grassroots expertise and doing what they say they doing every day, day in and day out. And they feel like they got to be buttoned up. Everything got to be super tight, super pressed. No, come to the table with your integrity and your skill and show up as you, because you're going to want the tribe to know who you are.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it is. I know I've tried to show up in spaces that really, you know, I'm trying to blend in.
Yeah.
You know,
I want to show up in the spaces where I can add value, you know, but they also add value to me.
And I want my customers to want to be my customer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, oh, dang, okay, such and such coming. Let me,
Not
no, man. You know what I'm saying? That ain't it. Like, you got to be who you are. I was listening to an interview with Tabitha Brown had, and she was basically saying like, hey, I felt freest when I showed up as I was. And just her first viral video was her cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just, hey, I'm going on this vegan journey, you know, blase. It was her being authentically who she was. You know what I mean? Versus trying to fit into what Paula Deen was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or what somebody else was doing as it relates to
somebody saw it.
And somebody saw it and it resonated with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So your tribe is going to resonate with you. The people that want to rock with you, go rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. That's another thing as it relates to the mergers and acquisitions. Like, just like you wouldn't date everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't go into business with everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not your cup of tea just because they have some revenue flowing.
Yeah.
If you know it's a business that's, you know, been investigated and penalized for stealing or doing whatever it was or doing something under the table, no, don't get into business with them just because they got a $10 million deal on the table. Then they take your whole, you know, you a life raft on the Titanic, trying to, you know, just trying to go on the trip, and you know, you get sunk too.
Yeah.
You know, that don't do that. Don't compromise everything that you're working for, you know, just
to be in partnership.
Just to be in partnership with somebody, to be like, oh yeah, I'm partnered with, just like that it's an old song with Lil Boosie said, they go, I ain't gonna say that. Yeah.
Lil Boosie. Yeah. If you don't quote Lil Boosie.
Man, it was back in college. It was in my mind though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't quote Lil Boosie. I can't imagine anything that Lil Boosie had to say was. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it would have been relevant. I just didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We not.
But Boosie, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know.
No. Did you find that Bible scripture? I was waiting on it.
Yeah, I did, but I'm gonna reserve the right to read it. Yeah. What? Swerve right, swerve left.
I stopped breathing for a moment. You reserve the right.
Yeah, Jaleesa said Lil Boosie taught him how to spell. Yeah, exactly.
I know you ain't talking about. I know you ain't talking about independent. Lamar, what's the scripture, man?
I-N-D.
Read the scripture, man. Come on.
I got off of it now
because it ain't in the Bible.
I got off of it. It was an interpretation. I think it was an interpretation.
All right, we ain't got but a couple more minutes on this, man. Listen, so let's talk about it here briefly. Right. So last year,
from the Bible to Boosie, the BB.
See, that's why I won't trust the book of Lamar.
Don't you know who Boosie is? She don't even know who Boosie is.
All right. Anyway,
Haywood.
So look. Somebody getting a free lunch.
I got that $5 biggie bag.
You can cash in your lunch at any cost that you want, man. Because I tried to tell him this wasn't in the Bible.
It's
I know the Bible.
It's a little bit murky. You know what I'm saying right now.
You lost, bro.
He said, the Bible said, let those who have ears hear. If my interpretation of it was what it was, then it's like a parable.
You heard Boosie too.
It's like a parable, man.
You heard Boosie.
Yeah.
How did that help you?
Well,
other than spell independent, how did it help you?
What we was just talking about was hitching your wagon to somebody that is not operating in integrity.
Boosie helped you to understand that.
He said people go come through the hood and they go buy the coke from him just to say that they bought it from him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's an illegal deal. Hey, they go buy it just because it's me. It ain't even got to be good.
So Boosie helped you with acquisitions now.
Yeah, exactly.
Secretary, extract that from the notes. What?
Yeah, man. You gotta listen to the song.
We do not wrestle with flesh and blood. Is it? I don't know. What's it?
I'm just saying, man.
She said you on one today. David, it is a lesson in everything, and there was 0 lessons in that one.
Exactly. If you can send a raven to feed you,
now Darren trying to be on your side to say you can learn from anybody.
You can.
I just said that the only thing we've learned from Boosie is how to spell independent. It left after that.
I don't know about that. Well, I ain't saying, you know what I'm saying? He said, as long as you're doing it big, do it great. If you can't get that shell gas, then go to Circle K. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I don't even want to continue the podcast. I wanted to talk about, my company, but don't even worry about it. I don't even. Oh man.
Go ahead. Just pay all your tithes. You know what I'm saying?
The more got my head itching. He got my head itching, man.
That's probably them headphones.
No, man, it's you. My ears burning now. I can't believe you just said that.
What? That's what he said. I'm just saying, man.
Listen, it is really gone off the cliff, Yolanda.
Hey, there you go. You brought your family out the hood and grow your brand.
So last year,
last year
I created a new company. It's called Crystal Clear Solutions and Services. Yeah. And so now I'm understanding why I created the company. At first I thought it was something totally different, but now I see it as an opportunity to continue to collaborate.
Yeah.
I see it as an opportunity. And then here recently, praise the Lord, I got my business, women owned certified. So I got my nice little certifications for the business. So that was pretty cool. And now, I am looking to strategically partner, right? So that we can continue to build. Like what I see in my mind literally is $100 million company.
Yeah.
But I see that not just for me, right? But especially what we're building as it relates to this $1 million expert movement. My goal and objective now is to identify expertise.
Yeah.
And then give offer partnership and collaboration in such a way that we give everybody the exposure that they need, right?
Wow.
We put people in spaces, whether it's in the education arena, whether it's in the the leadership and development, or corporate development, whatever the case may be. But the entity is set, and now we figure out how we build partnerships in such a way that is, federal government contracts, whether it's state contracts, whether it's local contracts, right? Like the goal and objective is to continue to cultivate partnership,
right?
Continue to, merge expertise and,
around the board,
skill sets to say, hey, this is what we do, right? Now, how do we work together to make this, bigger and better?
Right.
Like,
and this is how you create multiple streams of income,
100%.
right? Because if somebody like Crystal, God has put it on her heart to, okay, let's start this company, and this company really is to be like, to have tentacles, almost like an octopus, right? To reach out and bring other people to the table, or whatnot. But if we can create, if you're already doing this, and then we say, hey, look, you're already doing this, let's attach for this assignment here, for this contract or whatever it may be. Now that's another stream that you just built. You know what I mean? For not only you, but that person as well. You know what I mean? So now everybody is winning. I don't have to have the whole meal by myself, because I have other meals around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I'm eating off of. You have other meals that you eating off of. So it's not like, like everybody is starving. That's like, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah. I just like the idea of it because, what we've done previously, we've been successful in building, businesses inside of other people's ecosystems. Right.
Yeah.
So obviously, this one being something that we would
grassroots.
Just hey, we're gonna start it from scratch, but we're gonna build it to a mountaintop. But the goal and objective is to see this level of expertise in whoever it is that has it, and just put them in a space to win. But I don't have to be, 100% involved with that. You know what I'm saying? I can still do what it is, that I'm doing, and still allow them to shine, wherever it is that they are, whatever it is that they do.
Right. Because being like how you've moved in business, the things that we've done, people come to you with ideas and with opportunities.
100%.
Not all of them you can, because you believe in staying in your lane.
100%.
You believe in staying in your lane. 100%. You know what I'm saying? That's where you strive. That's where you strive at 100%. So in doing that, you would much rather be like, oh, okay, no, I don't do that. Yeah. But I know somebody that does.
It also helps is when we go to, say, corporations, or if we go to local, government entities, or we go to state or federal, when we come together in numbers, then obviously they see us as a capable entity,
right?
Versus, okay, well, I have said small company. Well, no, I'm partnering this company with this company with this company,
right?
And we're coming to you as a whole entity, saying these are the products and services that we can offer to you. Let's get the work done. So I'm like, let's stop thinking small to say, well, I'm gonna go, after this particular. Let's all collaborate. You know what I'm saying?
Let the village come
and build together to say, okay, now we are coming to you with this particular offering. And bigger corporations do that all the time, especially when it comes to like federal contracts. You got a prime contractor, you got a subcontractor. And sometimes there are multiple subcontractors involved. I'm just saying, like in our ecosystem, it's time for us to start thinking that way.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? To where you're not thinking that I'm just small such and such. No, I'm coming with 100% of what it is that I can offer, and bringing it to 100% of what this company is offering and another 100% over here. We're going to sit down. We're going to have the conversations. We're going to have the meetings, but the more we do that, the more we see that we have access to. Like I've here recently, I felt that that when they say 6 degrees of separation deal, you know what I'm saying? I've been in some conversations here recently, to only find out that this person is 2 people removed from this person.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, how in the world, but it's because I am now having intentional conversations to figure out how can I connect this person to this person? How can I, build this person to get to this person? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm intentional about having those conversations. And so now it's just like, man, when you cast all of this on the wall, these people were just 2 people away. Or this person was just 4 people away. So now I'm intentionally, having these conversations so that if there is somebody that has expertise in writing government contracts, they now gonna call me. Right. 100%. I'm intentionally building the conversation so that if somebody does have expertise in, in building a software system, they'll now call me. Right. Because, hey, I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need this. And I'm gonna need a project manager for this.
Right.
And then, okay, now we're a collective effort. So now people are looking at partnerships and merging and collaborations, completely different, because I'm not coming at you from a perspective of competition. I'm saying, how can we all work together for the same common goal?
100%. That's I'm sitting here thinking, and that old adage, like if I poked you with this finger, the same muscle is behind it, same arm and everything is behind it. But if I just poked you with one finger, it wouldn't hurt very much. But if we all put it together, right? And I had my whole fist with it, that same muscle that's behind it, same arm, same shoulder strength, it'll bring a mighty blow to you.
Yeah.
It'll really make an impact.
And you never really know like what can come out of conversations. That's why I'm trying to get people's minds to be more open, to collaborations, to merging or whatever the case may be, because you really can do a whole lot more together.
Absolutely.
But in addition to that, sometimes the stuff that's in you, you don't even necessarily know that it's there until you connect with the, the right partnership or relationship or whatever you want to call it, that then helps that to come out of you. Like sometimes you got skills and talents that are in you that are lying dormant until the right activator shows up.
You're right. Environment matters.
It does.
I think AB said that earlier, like the right environment will make or break you. Like 100%. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. That's why you got to be intentional about it, which is why if somebody else on they A game or they doing their thing, they grinding, they not, hey, yes, let's link tables.
100%.
Let's link tables. Let's make it happen.
But
if you waiting if you're waiting to get started, you're waiting for somebody to put you on to get started.
You
ain't nobody gonna link up with you like that. Like you got to be already in motion. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be in motion, like about the business of what you are already doing, and be in motion doing it. Not just talking about it. Like you can't be a photographer and have no camera.
Right.
Saying, oh yeah, I take really, like, nah, man, what's up?
But we're definitely not talking about those types of
but I'm just saying, I'm just saying, just in general, what I mean? You can't say you're an IT person ain't built a website.
Well, no, that wouldn't be the deal. But at the same token, if you are an IT person and the conversations are being had, then come with confidence and say, these are the services, that I offer. I offer, so that when it comes around, to you, we know, what it is that you can do. 100%. We don't want people hiding, like AB said earlier, hiding behind their gifts and talents. No, we need to see it. We need to understand what it is, so that as soon as we see an opportunity, we think of you.
100%.
Man,
did you know Haywood was in the graphic design business for 12 years?
I did not.
I did not know that either.
Oh wow! She said somebody else ignited the gift, though. Man, that's wild. I never would have knew that if she hadn't said nothing. Look at that.
I know.
That's crazy, Yolanda. I did not. Man, you just got all kinds of stuff up under your sleeve there, man.
I know. Her height is not a direct reflection of her talents.
Oh, now you didn't have to do that. Now, Yolanda, at least 5 feet, I think.
I was just saying, like she getting it done. She do her thing,
man. She's a powerhouse, man. 100%. Sure.
No, man. But collaborations is the new currency. I've said that before. I believe that. We can all win. We can all go together. We can all move in a direction together. You know, we may not end at the same destination, like Martin Luther King said. You know, I may not get there when you do, but I've seen the promised land.
Yeah, I see it though, man. I have vision for this particular company. It's definitely way bigger than you know, what I've been able to see before, and that says a lot because obviously, you know, we've been able to accomplish a lot, but in this one, I see an opportunity for everybody, you know, that we're connected to that can bring value to the table to win.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, for me, I think the most exciting part about it is like, you know, even like what you know, me and Sean are doing together, you know, under her whole umbrella, it's like we're helping to, you know, build these people, you know, to be able to see that they actually have the ability to do what it is that they were actually created to do.
100%.
You know, but then, okay, once we do that, then like, okay, let's make sure that there's at least somewhere, you know, for you to fall into. Like, okay, well, what can your gifts, talents, and abilities do in this government sector, in this state, you know, sector, in a major corporation? You know, like, how can we figure out a way to now put all of these pieces together and then make it, you know, bigger and better? Like, I think it's
100%.
Yeah, I just think that this is a cool opportunity to just be able to see, you know, so many things unfold. You know,
I think this
in my head, I see some stuff.
Not that it's just a good opportunity or a good thing. I think it's a God thing.
Oh,
100%. I really do, because I think the overall arching reflection is to bring those gifts out of other people and to activate, you know what I'm saying, those gifts and callings in other people. So I believe that. Mr. Haywood, please forgive me. That was a kind of an insider, because
and Yolanda say she 4'11" packing power. That's what I'm talking about.
I agree.
That's what I'm talking about.
I just I'd seen a picture that was shared the other day that was had a face on it with another person.
Oh, he being petty, Yolanda, because you made that image of my face on Trump body.
I forgot that.
Yeah, so he just trying to figure out a way to get back at you for doing that to me.
Thank you, Mr. Haywood. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now she know. Now she know. I like it. Ralph said we can all win.
We will win.
I like that, Ralph.
No,
I really do believe, you know what I'm saying, we're about to see, you know, some amazing things because people's mindsets are shifting. And we're starting to understand that we can legitimately win together. I'm telling you, when we get everybody to get on this here gravy train.
Yeah. But you gotta operate. You gotta be able to do what you're saying that you can do.
Well, yeah, you know, and I think that, you know, we're at the space now where we can actually have the, you know, the right conversations to get there. But man, you know, this is our plug and play right here. We're saying, you know, if you have, you know, the wherewithal, the thought process to say, well, hey, I've been looking at, you know, this contract, or I've been looking at doing this, and hey, I need this in order to get this. You know, let's have the conversations, because I really do believe that, again, all the answers are always in the room.
They already,
and we just have to be intentional about having the right, you know, type of conversation.
Exactly.
So now it's more so of, you know, pulling these pieces, because man, Sean said something so fire on her live today or whatever. She was like, man, we should be, you know, like the type of entrepreneurs that are in the space, because she was like, look, I know I'm not called to, you know, go in corporate, you know, and just work in that space, but she does know that if me and you are entrepreneurs and we have, you know, a major corporation, but we need, you know, training or leadership development or whatever, but because we're believers, we get to then bring her in to do, you know what I'm saying, to do the work. And I'm saying those are the types of thought processes that we have to be intentional about having. It's like, now I get to use my influence, not just as an entrepreneur, but as a believer, right? To have impact at a completely different way. Now I'm impacting the marketplace.
As it should be.
So then now we get to infiltrate the marketplace in a completely different way, because we've decided that we're going to partner and collaborate this way
with other people that of like faith.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That has
it's a much bigger and you know, and broader,
and
you
that's
know,
how we start to move into the marketplace.
100%.
We just got to dominate church.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get out of that. The church ain't necessarily the marketplace. Like, we ain't got to go to the church to get, you know what I'm saying? Like let's dominate the marketplace, like the world. Like, let's go out and influence the world that we live in.
You
know what I'm saying? Not just the church that we go to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's that's the part where it's like, hey,
we can have a bigger footprint.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Let me show
we
up.
do that, through, utilizing our gifts, talents, and abilities in the marketplace for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's practicality beyond the pulpit.
All them
Absolutely.
I felt every last one of them exclamation marks, Yolanda.
100%.
Like we have to be able to show ourselves up, in the marketplace in that way, which is why I think it's important that we do collaborate, because we're making small footprints by saying it's gonna be me, my foe and no more.
Yeah.
Like, no, we gotta be able to figure out ways to, what I'm saying, like we've been saying here, linking our tables together and building these types of partnerships so that we can make bigger impact.
Absolutely. If I got it and I'm inviting you in, then I'm inviting you into the table so that we can continue to infiltrate what we need to take over, right?
Yeah.
The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if we can continue down this path, we know that we're doing the kingdom work, because as the resources come to us, then guess what we're doing? We just continue to bless the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if we can continue to empower more people that's within the kingdom of God, then guess what they're gonna do? Continue to bless the kingdom of God. 100%. And then before long, it's not necessarily the church ain't begging for resources, or we ain't begging the city to put up a ballpark. We building a gym ourselves. We building community centers and feeding the widows and taking care of the orphan kids and things like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the assignment.
It is.
And when we do that, guess what? It's a reflection of the love of God that's in our heart. So other people are now drawn to it.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to, we have to stand up. We
got to look like we're coming with some numbers.
It's a sad indictment that real kingdom citizens stand out because not enough of people are standing up for Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is
now we look like the outcast.
Yeah, now we look like the outcast when we really should look like the majority. Like, hey, the world should be coming to the church for answers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But because it's not, now we have to go back, infiltrate the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then let them understand and respect what it is that we do.
It's very hard to build a kingdom broke, Yolanda. That's why I'm pretty much tired of just like trying to force people to understand that. But if we can, because a lot of folks, they just not gonna join on the bandwagon until they physically see what it is that we're saying. And so I'm given the time, and the attention to say, okay, whatever partnerships it is that, that we need to build, whatever collaborations it is that we need to do, then we need to do that and then be a force to be reckoned with in the marketplace.
100%.
Like we should be out here completely taking over. And I think what the whole $1 Million Expert movement has done for me is it's allowed me to see how much, a talent is out there, how many people just have these gifts and they're like, okay, well, I don't know what to do with them, and it's like, well, let's just come to the table and have a discussion. Let's have a, a conversation to figure out how do we put all of these pieces, in parts together. Like AB said a little while ago that I'm pulling it out of her, but I mean, I've watched people get like $200,000 contracts for making graphic images for like the Department of the Navy.
Right.
But it's like a 6-week contract, bro, for $200,000. And I'm like, can we just have a conversation, please?
That's it.
Because why is some random, Joe Blow getting this contract? Only because we hadn't set up the entity to make ourselves available. To get access to it. Exactly. So I'm like, look, okay, I found it. Go do the work.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do that kind of stuff, have those kind of conversations, because you got the talents out here, but we're not strategically using those, to get access to those types of things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's time out for just having random conversations or, thinking that what we got is supposed to be in-house. No,
100%.
The vision includes other people.
It includes other people 100%. And you know that because, hey, Jesus had 12 disciples.
Mm.
It included other people.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It included other people, and they went out and did work.
That's the first thing Jesus did.
You know what I'm saying?
12.
Exactly. He had a whole crew. You know what I'm saying? 12. He found them about their business, doing what they doing. You know what I mean? Fishing and fixing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Carpenters and tax collectors.
Exactly.
And, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole situation.
Getting people in their level of expertise to work together for a common goal. And that's the thought process and the mindset that we have to have, when we're walking into it. Let's get into, the thought process of my talents, my gifts and abilities accompany what it is that we're going to do for this particular
100%.
vision. And then we work in integrity to get it done. But it's way too much out here for grabs, for us to just sit back and not, and not go after it.
And then we can fund the kingdom and get rid of them building funds.
Yeah,
from the church.
I'm willing to lead the way, man. But I do need some people that are willing.
That's willing and ready.
And ready to, to actually do the work, because there's a lot of work to do.
It is. It is. And it's a continuation of it.
Yeah.
It's a continuation. So yeah.
Well, I think we done had enough of that. Oh, AB say she rolling deep. I know you are, AB. You churning these days, baby. I see the work. I mean, you've been putting out some firework, and I'm appreciative. 100% appreciative. Thank you so much.
For sure. And be on the lookout, guys. We are starting a men's group. It is called the Outer Circle. We'll talk about it. We do have we got some stuff that's going on behind the scenes. So the men folk that's on here, let's link
Ralph
up and
said
continue
he
to
going.
grow.
That's what I'm talking about, Ralph. Yeah. The Outer Circle is coming. Okay,
100%.
Yolanda, get your husband in on the Outer Circle, baby. We gonna be on the end, and he gonna be on the out.
Absolutely, the best version of themselves.
Oh my god!
Yeah, no, it is in the works. It is in the works. Like, this thing is happening. We got dates on it. It's happening. It's about to go up. I ain't gonna say about to go down, but it's about to go.
It's about to go up in the Outer Circle.
Hey, for real, the Outer Circle, man, for real. It's a lot to unpack in the Outer Circle, like for real, for us men, and it just in general. You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited for y'all.
The Outer Circle is a real thing, and I think that is something that we'll hold near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah,
you know
maybe somebody will put your head on a Trump shirt. In the Outer Circle. I don't know, because petty stuff happens on the Inner Circle. So
no, we go.
Y'all not gonna be petty.
No,
but y'all. First of all, y'all have Edwin Strickland with y'all. It's going to be petty at some point.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's a part of the Outer Circle. Any man can be a part of the Outer Circle as long as he was born as a man.
It's some petty. It's some petty that gonna come in there. That's all I'm telling you.
You got to be born a male.
Yes,
to be in the Outer Circle.
To be in the Outer Circle. So it's gonna be amazing. I'm super excited for you guys. That way, when I'm on my calls for the Inner Circle, you'll stop eavesdropping on what it is that we doing. Yeah, thought I'd put that up there.
It's hard.
He said, petty is gonna happen.
Yeah, it's hard not to eavesdrop when y'all loud. You know what I'm saying? When you loud, when you just talk. I mean, I don't.
All right, so this podcast is brought to you by the Outer Circle, because you want to know what Circle Lemoyne about to be out of the circle. You finna be out of the circle.
I can't be out of the circle if I am the circle.
You finna be out of the
circle. You
know
what I'm saying?
Because the way you just said, y'all be loud.
I brung you into the circle. Remember now,
this has been a great night.
You away,
and she said the petty is starting now, but he don't.
You away.
Gave me away.
Yeah.
Who asked?
But they gave. Who? I asked, but they gave.
Point.
They gave, and you can't.
Hey man, we so glad y'all joined us for another. Yeah, you should feel targeted. I'm glad y'all joined us for another episode. As you can tell, we're super excited.
Yeah.
About what is to come. I think there's going to be some great things happening. You guys should keep tuning in to the podcast to find out what we doing, when we doing it, how we doing it. If you're a man and you want to be in the Outer Circle, inbox Lemoyne, because I don't really know how they handling that. But if you want to be $1 million expert, you can go to $1million-expertlive.com, and you can register for our live event that we're having February 22nd through the 24th in Bentonville, Arkansas. And you know what? I am actually starting. I should have put that in the chat. Can I do it? I don't know. Let me see if I can do it. I got an email. I'm finally trying to get professional over here. So we got an email list now for Love and Business, because I failed to mention that we're supposed to be doing like a couples retreat later this year with the Stricklands.
Yeah.
Don't know dates, don't know when, don't know how, but I was like, well, we probably need to start collecting email addresses so we can inform people. So I threw up a real quick, I'm talking about like a super 30-second ago page to collect email addresses. So you guys go to inloveandbusiness.com and put your email address in there, just so that you can stay informed with us, so we can let you know what is happening. New collaborations, different collaborations, all that kind of good stuff. It would be great if you could go to that website, put your email address in there, so we can keep you informed on what it is that we're doing. But I'm super excited about the Outer Circle.
Yeah,
I'm super excited about the Inner Circle. I'm super excited about everything. And so we're 1 year strong. 1 year strong.
Yeah.
in Love and Business
100%
podcast. So I'm excited.
I am too.
For the next year.
Hey, for the next year and the years to come.
Amen
I'm
to
super
that.
excited.
Amen
Glad to be able to do this with you and protect you as the outer circle. Women, if you ladies, if your husbands, please let them know. The outer circle.
Let them know that the outer circle is coming.
The outer circle is here. We about to show up.
I cannot. End it. Yeah. Hey, y'all have a good night. We're super excited, and we will see you guys next week. Absolutely next week.
Have a good night.